everybody, and welcome back to the ADHD ASM Artist. As you can probably tell from the video, today we're finally taking you all on a hike with us in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. I'm super excited for this one. It's been a long time coming. We've got the Ace Pro 2 on our chest, and we've got the DJI Mic Mini for our audio. And here shortly it'll cut over, so you guys will be with me on the trail, walking through the forest. Super excited for this one. Glad to have you guys on the walk with me. Okay, let's get rolling. This is roughly a 7-mile hike. 7-mile hike. So it should take us, 7 miles should take, it's a loop, and that should take us probably maybe 4 hours. It's gonna be interesting because I'm trying to use you guys on my chest. So I'm also gonna be trying to be whispering, maybe stopping and looking at some interesting stuff along the way. But that's what we got so far. I'm tracking this in the All Trails app. There might be periods of time where I don't make any noise at all as far as talking. I just kind of let you guys hear, or hopefully hear, the sounds of the nature, the sounds of my boots on the trail. And maybe some rain, because it is sprinkling right now. Which is kind of what I wanted. I wanted an overcast day to do this with y'all. Because that's just better for the camera and for ASMR in my opinion. Let me tighten up the camera rig on my chest. This is actually, funny enough, my GoPro camera rig. And it works with the beautiful Insta360 Ace Pro 2. So thank you GoPro, and thank you Ace Pro 2, Insta360 I mean. If we're lucky today, hopefully, we'll get into a bear. I know a lot of you are probably thinking you're a psychopath. Yeah, I am. beautiful creek bed here. Try not to drop my camera in the water. I mean my microphone. I really hope all this sound is coming in for you guys. I'm still tinkering with these DJI mini microphones. And I probably should have taken some more time to improve the audio quality before I just brought them out in the field. But I was so eager to get out here with you guys that I just couldn't wait any longer. And it was kind of the opportune moment over the weekend because my wife had some help with the kids, so I could slip out for hopefully a 4-hour hike in the Smokies, which are about 40 minutes from our house. Oh, just walk through a big old spider web. They're about 45 minutes from our house. So the drive-in, plus the hike, plus the drive back, it's a good 6-hour day at minimum. So we're gonna see how this stabilization is doing on this Ace Pro 2, because that's another thing I didn't test out quite enough. But we'll get some good shots. I don't know if I'll record the whole thing, because I don't know if I'll be able to carry that much battery with me. I've got the Ace Pro 2, 2 batteries for that, 2, plus the Explorer grip, which has a built-in battery, plus a battery bank. But in all honesty, there may be times when I just want to enjoy the forest to myself, selfishly. I haven't been in here in a while, and I absolutely love it. It's the middle of summer, so hopefully we shouldn't see any cubs with mama bears. But again, these are just black bears, so while still dangerous, not nearly as dangerous as grizzlies or brown bears or polar bears. My original intent was to have you guys up by my head, by my face, but also kind of down by my boots so you could hear the walking. But I need to spare the other mic for when this one dies. We got another nice little creek here. Let's take a look. Hopefully you guys can hear that running water. I turned the gain up just a little bit. Slick. I didn't realize this trail had a creek crossing. With that said, hopefully the rains kind of hold off. Let's see which way we want to go here. I might put you guys down for a second, get across this creek, because I don't want to slip with this microphone out. Well, let's see, it's not super deep. It's just always slick. These rocks are always so slick. There we go. We did it.
much elevation gain it is. Let's see. That's how much elevation gain we've had. So it's about 200 already, 200 feet. But I don't know what the overall is. I'll let you know at the end of the video. I can also clip this mic to my hat, but I'm just worried you guys won't get very good sound. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it right now and see. And if it's bad audio, we'll just clip it out, right? We'll do a little bit of both. This video will most likely be plenty long, so I'm not worried about that. Though I don't like that mic right in my field of view, so maybe I'll shift it over to the side a little bit. Okay, let's see how that goes. It's still kind of in my field of view, but got some good elevation gain right here. So, I hope you all are having a fantastic, or have had a fantastic week. Oh, look at that thing. Somebody made that. Leave no trace, guys. Come on. Unless that's maybe original, which is possible. Certainly possible. This is gonna really test me. I've been doing quite a bit more cardio than I've ever done before, but I have not been hiking. Take a look at that. Beautiful already. Guys, I love the Smokies. Absolutely love them. If I do have to yell, "Hey bear," I will be sure to cut it out. Even though you guys probably might get an adrenaline rush from it. There's a nice creek over to our right. Not sure if you all can see that. This wide angle lens gives a whole swath, but I really hope it's not bouncing around too much for you guys. I've got it cinched down about as tight as I can, but there's still some wobble. Oh, we got a lot of elevation gain right off the bat. Not that it's a bad thing, but let's get out of the way early when we're fresh. Pretty lucky that we haven't seen anybody on the trail yet. Another little creek crossing. You gotta be real careful, folks, hiking in the mountains when you're crossing creeks, because you get a heavy rain, you'll be stuck. That little creek you just saw back there, that'll turn into a full-fledged river. And I'm not exaggerating. I thought I saw something move up there. I really wouldn't mind seeing a bear for you guys. So, let me take you off my hat real quick. Maybe turn this gain down again. See what we got. A lot of gain, a lot of elevation gain. My watch is singing at me. I got the good old Apple Watch on, and actually, I need to start a workout. Almost forgot. Oops. Let's see. Hiking, baby. Hopefully, my watch doesn't die. Hopefully it makes it through this. 4 hours, 5 hours. I get in the habit of leaning forward when I hike. Probably not good, because I do get a pack on. Oh, but I said I was gonna turn this gain down. Take you off my hat for a second. Okay. Just kind of hold you. Hold the mic. I mean, I'll hold you. I'll hold you too if you're scared or you need somebody. I can be your hero, baby. Oh yeah, this is good. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's a bird whistling. Just whistling up in the trees. Hopefully my heavy breathing isn't too much. I don't want this to be one big, loud, breathing episode. is dead silent in here. Now that we're away from the river, stream, creek, whatever you want to call it. It's so peaceful. We're away from the road now. You don't hear all the stupid loud vehicles. Look at that web. Let's keep going. There's a big valley down there now. Big valley. I gotta quit stopping. I keep stopping to show you guys stuff or to adjust camera. We won't be off this trail for till midnight if we keep that up. Another spider web right in my face. Time for a drink. See my straw? My straw's clogged. Might have to stop, make a little pit stop and fix that. Right here on this log, we're gonna stop, fix our, actually this log over here. Stop and fix our stuff. Okay, we're back. What a fiasco. I didn't realize that there was a shut-off valve. I've literally never used this shut-off valve on this spigot here. It was closed for some reason. Oh yeah, that's much better. Got you guys on my chest now, or the mic on my chest now. Kind of like a lapel microphone. We'll try that out. Let me know down in the comments, guys, which setup you like best. If you like being on the hat, or the chest, or the hand, in my hand, maybe, or down on my boot, or my sock, I should say. Hoping that's not too loud. I could see both ways. It's either going to be way too quiet or way too loud. I don't expect it to be right in the middle. Probably going to have to do some after editing. But I do kind of like you guys on my chest, personally, because I'm hands-free. I don't have to worry about you falling off my sock. And when I have you on my hat, you're kind of right in my field of vision. And I want to be able to see stuff too. Surprisingly enough, I've never done this trail. So we're doing it first time together. Puff just flew my head, like literally right into my fingers. It was weird. It's like he was trying to be caught. gonna see how long this microphone and the camera lasts. It looks like I'm still at like 89% camera battery, which is, this battery was only charged to like 91%. So that's pretty good. We've probably recorded at least a half hour of video, if I had to guess, maybe more. Maybe more. Looks like we had a little creek bed here when the water was running really heavy. Little runoff, I should say. I see these cool ferns. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I hear some water coming up again. It's amazing how it goes from dead silence to like roaring water in this park. It's very cool. I hope you guys can hear it at least a little bit. I just realized I didn't put my sheathed knife on my hip. Today's carry pocket knife is a Benchmade. I believe this is the Grizzly. It's like Grizzly something. Or Bear something. I don't know why I'm blanking on the name. Benchmade though. Beautiful knife. It's a pretty robust knife too. But I usually carry that in my pocket. And then a fixed blade on my hip. And it's in my bag, but you know, I just carry it on my hip for easy access. Mess around. There's a creek bed down in there. I don't know if you can hear it. We got a pretty steep uphill. So let's focus up on that. Wow. We're only a little over a mile and a half. We gotta pick up the pace. 852 feet elevation. It'll be quicker on the way back, but let's, wow, yeah, mile and a half in, and 888 information. We need to pick it up. Another creek bed down in there. Hopefully you guys can hear that. But I like to check this every now and then. Not sure if you guys are familiar with all trails, but it shows you the whole route. Okay, enough of that. Hopefully you guys I took a couple photos, but also while I was taking those photos, I got a notice that my Explorer grip, but like look at this. This isn't insane. You guys see that up there? See that way back up in there? Way back up in there. See me? Lean back a little bit. It's beautiful. Like I picked a perfect spot. Like the creek's running. And it's wide open all around me. Like just beautiful views. I got a pretty good shot of that creek over there. Pretty good photo. Maybe I'll share it if I get back and it looks okay. But I could see this creek flowing. But anyways, I got notice that my Explorer grip was low on battery already, which bit disappointed in that. I don't know why that died so fast. And I gotta understand is if that dies, do I lose audio? Because the audio connection goes in through the top of this Explorer grip. And if I do lose audio connection, I am screwed. Now, I think I can connect these through Bluetooth to my Ace Pro 2. But I bet it won't sound nearly as good, nearly as crispy. I see these rock formations up here. You guys see that? I know I literally just said, need to pick up the pace. And then I probably stopped for 5 minutes there to take a picture, plug the Explorer grip in. I haven't even eaten lunch yet, guys. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm doing a pretty vigorous hike, and I haven't eaten. Stupid. I did, however, have 2 Alanis. Shout out Alani. If you want to sponsor me, hit a brother up. I drink, well, 365 days, 2 Alanis a day. I'd say that's a pretty good representation. Maybe not 365, but pretty close. stuff. I also decided to bring my backup water, which I usually leave in the truck. However, last time I ran out of water in my Camelback, which was no big deal. I mean, it was like only a mile or two before I was done, but I knew I hadn't hiked in a while, so I'm probably gonna be more thirsty than usual. I'm fixing to get poison ivy or full poison oak because I keep rubbing my hands through the weeds so you guys can hear it. Does anybody know, will these DJI mini microphones, will they let me know? Oh, there's a good view up here, guys. I might take you off the chest so you can see it. You guys see that? Really pretty. Really pretty. I love it. I wish I could lift the camera a little higher, but I got it plugged in. And I don't want my Explorer grip to die. Well, oh, the hell with it. Let's do it. Let me unplug that. Yeah, that's neat, ain't it? Folks, catastrophe has struck. My connector, it's working right now, I think, but the screw for this mount, I think because I haven't used it in so long, I've had it for like 8 years, and it's just been sitting in a box. The plastic has like crumbled, so this mount isn't, my chest mount, isn't as tight as it was. So I'm hoping it holds out. I don't know if I tightened it too tight last time or what, but it literally, the pieces just started falling apart. Gosh, I wasn't kidding when I said we weren't gonna get out of here till midnight. Filming adds a whole nother layer of complication to a hike, which I kind of figured, but I didn't really plan on equipment malfunction. Well, I guess I did, but I didn't plan on this new equipment dying so fast, like the Explorer grip, and I didn't plan on, I mean, I did bring a battery backup, but that was more for my phone and the Ace Pro 2 itself. But I did not plan on like a piece of like plastic shattering. Very unfortunate. Hopefully it holds out. We still got a long hike ahead of us. There's a good chance that I'm guys, I'm back. We ran into another hiker. He looked like he may have potentially been. I didn't talk to him for a long time. I don't really like disturbing people. He was kind of sitting. I'm talking kind of loud, ain't I? That's more of like a, what do they call that? When you're just talking quietly. I've never done that on the channel. Maybe we should do it. You guys have probably never heard my voice this clear. But, let's go back to whispering. Anyways, I don't really, actually no, let's keep doing this. Switch it up a little bit. I don't really like disturbing hikers, especially when they're like on their own, because I come up here for peace and quiet, and sometimes other people do too. And he was genuine, seemed like a great guy, nice guy, helped point me in the right direction of where I needed to go, just to kind of give me some reassurance. I mean, I've got the All Trails app, it's very accurate, but usually very accurate. But he was like, yeah, where are you going, where are you headed? It's that way, and he was really cool about it. So, but I didn't want to stick around. I maybe talked to him for 2 minutes, and I hope you have a good day and move on. Oh, some pretty flowers there. You guys see those? Next spring, I'll bring you guys up here. Maybe not to this trail, but to another trail, and we'll get some good video. If you can't really see. I don't think you guys will be able to see, but you can see another ridge line off to the right here. Here's some pretty flowers. Here's some more pretty flowers. You guys see this? Oh, those are really cool. I might try to get another camera photo of those. I might try to get a camera photo. Well, I just gave myself quite the scare because I was trying to take a photo with the Ace Pro 2, which I don't think these photos are going to look that great. At least not the one I just took, because I was trying to get a nice frame of that flower, but I didn't take the time to put the close-up lens on, so I don't think it's going to look that great. The one of the waterfall will probably look really good, hopefully. But I don't remember where I left off in my conversation with you guys. Probably was still talking this is kind of nice. Let's see. We're 2.22 in. 2.22 in. We've been hiking for like, what time did we get on? I don't quite remember. This says there's a viewpoint 50 feet. I bet it's a viewpoint in the winter and not necessarily in the dead of summer, because dead of summer it's so thick in here. A lot of the viewpoints, but if you walk this in the winter, you're gonna see a heck of a lot more. Just as you're hiking, guys, just check your maps. Just check your maps every now and then, just to make sure. Oh, I wish you guys could see that. Can you guys see that mountaintop over there? Right through there. Unfortunately, the Ace Pro 2, which I knew this when I bought it, doesn't have a very aggressive zoom. So I can't like zoom in deep and show you guys things that are really far off. But hopefully you can kind of make it out once this gets blown up on your phone. It's hard for me to see on the screen, on the Ace Pro 2 screen, but we got a nice steep valley over here to our right. Or a gorge, as some might call it. Probably using that. Oh, wow. Holy crap. Look at that. What a shot. What a beautiful shot. Wow. That's the Smokies, guys. That is the Smokies. That is like a picture-perfect view of the Smokies. It really is. I'm glad you guys are getting to experience this with me. I've been looking forward to this for a long time to bring you guys up here. I hope this all edits out perfectly and the sound comes through perfectly. And this is just, I hope this turns out to be everything I want it to be for you guys. God, I could just stand up here and look at this. We're only 2 miles in though. If we were like 5 miles in, I'd say let's break it down and eat some lunch right here, eat somewhere, find a stump or something close, maybe sit up there, I don't know, but I would say let's break it down. And goodness gracious, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Here, let me walk down here, see if you guys can get another little vantage point. Gotta be careful though, this is a drop off right here in front of me. You guys see that? That just drops right off right there. So, always be vigilant and mindful of your surroundings up here in the Smokies. And I'm talking not only cliff edges and rough trail, rough terrain, heavy water, you know, if it starts raining or something, be vigilant. Storms, wind, if it gets really windy, that can get really dangerous in here. And bears, obviously, but black bears aren't as aggressive as other bears, as I mentioned before. But another one, really, guys, people. Just be vigilant of other people. A lot of people are kind-hearted, but there are some rotten folks out there, and I'm not saying I've experienced that. I'm just saying it can happen. Just be vigilant of other people. Don't really want to take away from this view by talking about negative stuff, so I apologize, but God, this is beautiful. God's creation right here. I just thank God when I see stuff like this, because, man, talk about just something that is just absolutely magnificent. Who could have thought of that? Who could have thought of creating this? I never could have. Just praise God for that. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Lord. Man, just to get to witness it, like, it almost makes me want to tear up. I'm not going to, but it almost does. And I don't cry, guys. Just ask my wife. It's a problem. Man. I hope you guys can hear. I'm gonna turn the gain up for a second. Hear that bird chirping up in there? It's so peaceful right here. So very peaceful right here. I'm gonna get a picture real quick. just thinking about all the... Ooh, that hurt. Hopefully that didn't put you guys crooked. I'm thinking about all the editing I'm gonna have to do for this. This may not come out next week, guys. I'm shooting this on a Saturday. I'm just letting you guys know. This may be a week or two before I can get this all edited, figure out how I'm gonna edit it, how I'm gonna get it all. Because I don't think there's any shot I can get this on iMovie on my phone. It's just like been rained on a little bit, so it's hard to tell. I haven't seen any paw prints. Guys, just a quick pause here. Quick pause, but this looks like it's been routed up by something. I don't know if you guys can see this. Now it could just be the water running down, but it looks a little different than other areas. I'm looking for paw prints because I thought it might be a bear digging for nuts. Could also be wild pigs, really. But I'm not seeing any like paw prints. It does look kind of old, so that could be why. But sorry for interrupting the quiet walk. I just wanted to let you guys know what I was looking at. So down in here, it just looks like it's been routed up, you know? Just, something was definitely in here, and I don't think it was just the water. I don't think it was just rushing water. Could have been, but it looks different. Looks different. Alright, I'll put you back on my sock. Did just hear something. Wanted to get my microphone off of my sock. That was like 20 minutes of quiet, just walking, so I hope some of you enjoy that don't like the whispering. You can just fast forward to that point. We might do that again a little further on. Probably gonna take a break from the camera here at some point, just so this thing's not 4 hours long. But I did hear something rustle over here on the left. So, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be a little quiet. I know that's counterintuitive. Usually you try to make noise, but I really want to get you guys a bear sighting. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I've seen bears about 5+ times. I really want to get you guys a bear sighting of one that's a little further off so we can kind of observe it. I absolutely love black bears. They are like my top 3 favorite animal. But most people try to be a little loud on the trails. Not like, you just talk, you hum, you whistle, you sing, stuff like that. One thing I didn't bring, and I'm a bit disappointed in myself, I did not bring a baggie to put my trash in. Usually when you open up packaging and stuff, you want to put it in, seal it in a baggie, maybe 2 baggies, because those bears will smell it, but I did not. And I also just leave no trace. I mentioned that before. You don't want to be risking your trash falling out of your bag. Oh, we got footprints. Looks like somebody's been maybe right in front of us. They don't look that old. Maybe we're coming up on somebody. Maybe that's what I heard. But I think what I heard was over in the trees. Sounded more like in the trees, so. Gosh, I wish you guys could see that view over there. So we are over. My watch is wrong because I started it late. We are, let me pull my phone out. I'll let you guys know. 3.39 miles in. So about halfway. And we're making pretty good time now that it's kind of flattened out. We got past the really steep stuff, which is kind of what I was hoping for on this trail. I was hoping we'd get some aggressive elevation gain, get up into the clouds, and then can just walk peacefully, because it is a little hard to talk to you guys when I'm dying. There was a viewpoint right here. There's a massive mountain ridge line over there. And it's the same ridge line we've been seeing, but it looks bigger because I think our ridge line is converging with it, getting closer. It's been running parallel, but it's starting to come in. And also, we're descending a little bit, so it's looking more big and grand. Slip there. Gotta be more careful. Last thing you want is a twisted ankle when you're 900 feet up in the mountains, maybe more. I think we've had more. Again, my watch hasn't got all that elevation gain. Yeah, we're 1,100, almost 1,200 feet of elevation gain. You twist your ankle up here, it's gonna be a very uncomfortable walk down. And I just realized, oh no I didn't, never mind. I got my medical kit in my bag. I was gonna say, I forgot my PT tape or my medical tape, but it is in there. So I could tape up an ankle if needed to be. I think I've showed you guys that before. listening a little bit, see if we can hear anything. It's pretty quiet. That guy those boots we must have saw, he must be quite a ways out in front. Plus, I haven't seen any more, which makes me think they were older. Because that doesn't separate out. Like there's no side trail up that off since we ran into that other hiker a mile or two back. I think it was about a mile back. Log crossing. I did talk to that guy briefly about if I'd hiked this trail before, and he mentioned, well, I said, I don't think I have, but that crossing we were at looked very familiar. I may have come up it from actually this way, and you guys will come to realize a lot of this stuff looks very similar, unless there's like a big landmark, and it's all magnificent, so you don't get disappointed with the repetitiveness. Don't get me wrong, but unless there's a big waterfall, landmark, something that you've seen, sometimes it's hard to remember. I try to track all my hikes through the All Trails app, but I didn't always use the All Trails app, so that could have been why I didn't have that one, and maybe I've done it before, or in the All Trails app it has me doing it this way, and I've never done it back this way, because this also looks semi-familiar. This also looks a little familiar. Wonder how that grass sounds. I don't know, guys, does this look like a good spot to maybe break it down and eat a little bit of lunch? It's pretty wide open here. Pretty wide open, we can see all our surroundings. I mean, it's not like the most scenic, but it's not bad. It's not bad. I think I might pop a squat right on this log if it's sturdy enough. It's kind of wet. I mean, I don't need to sit to eat my lunch, but let me break it down. I'll show you guys what I got. All right. Got us some non-crustable. It's kind of an old one, but let's put that trash back in there. Still good. That's really good. Because I haven't eaten. You guys will notice I usually don't eat like this. Like junk type food. But when I'm hiking, burning so many calories. My watch says I've already burned 501 calories, and that wasn't even the full hike. And I just got off a 48-hour fast. I did a 48-hour fast. I ate last night, but I had not eaten yet today. This is pretty much my first meal. The sugars are okay. arduous of an exercise. They actually give you a lot of energy. A lot of hikers use they'll bring like candy bars or really sugary snacks. Dang, that's good. I got another one, but I was kind of saving it for the car. These are those beef tallow chips from Costco. So delicious. And they literally only have 3 ingredients: beef tallow, salt, and potato. Oh, they're so good. Guys, when you crack open your lunch, just pay somewhat attention. Those bears do got really good sniffers. This is definitely hitting the spot. Oh yeah. And we got our bag. Sorry for talking with my mouth full. Usually I bring a gallon bag to put trash in. Let's see. Let's do a baby bell cheese. Baby bell cheese, eh? And then maybe that's good enough. Maybe that'll be good enough. We'll see. These hikes always make me so hungry. Also really good. Baby Bell is the bomb. Oh, I forgot. I brought a Pop-Tart in there, guys. Oh, man. Should I eat that now or save it? Oh, bugger. That's tough. Alright, I think I'm gonna eat this. And I'm gonna save that Pop-Tart for the ride home. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's open this up. This is just an IQ bar. I don't think IQ bars are that bad. Other people, for some reason, don't like them. We'll wipe our hands off here after this bite. Now we'll get back on the road. Get all that off our hands. Get all that off our hands. Yep. Nice. Okay. Stick that in that bag. Seal it up tight. That was a good little snack break. Alright, let's get this bag on. I will say, guys, in full transparency, I've been having this weird mid-back thing, and it is not feeling super great right now. I mean, it's not by any means gonna stop me in it. It's, not like painful, it's just uncomfortable. But we're getting through it. Alright, let's slip this. We got a little strap that we need to slip back through there. Slip back through our chest rig. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's rock and roll. Take a couple swigs of water. Oh yeah. Second disclosure about me that you guys probably don't know. I get these weird migraines, like blurry vision migraines. And for some reason, the doctors think they're like exertion migraines. accidentally dropped the mic there. Sorry, guys. I was trying to tighten up my straps on my chest rig. Bike hit the pavement. Not pavement. Bike hit the gravel. Pretty cool gully over here to the right side. Gorge Valley, whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't mind going downhill, but sometimes when it's too rocky, it can be kind of a pain in the butt. And you can get, I think it's called like impact toe. Something like that. Where your toe slams if you don't have the right boots. And your toe slamming into the toe box over and over and over again. It can make your hike rather uncomfortable. I actually got my hiking boots from REI Co-op a long time ago. About 5 years ago now. Still going strong. Which I don't put like hundreds of miles on them. I do, a few hikes a year. Alright. I think we're about to the 4-mile mark. Should be about to the 4-mile mark. Yeah, 3.95. Alright. Time are we making? 3:32. Probably need to pick it up a tad. I'd rather not be out of the park any later than like 5. Get home for dinner. Alrighty. Oops. I need to take my medicine here soon. I do have some migraine medicine. I'm trying to fight it off. Which really never works that well. There's another little pile of scat, but it looks really old. Really old. I can hear a river off to the right. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It'd be pretty impressive. This DJI mic would be pretty impressive if you guys could hear that. Something up to my left. Sounded smaller, but you never know. You never know, folks. Hey, you guys see down in there? Another deep valley. Frankie Valley. Oh gosh, that one felt good. Surprisingly, my knees feel pretty fantastic today. We'll see if that continues. My knees feel fantastic. Like I said, my lower back is, my mid-back, not lower back, my mid-back is being weird. But gotta move forward. Gotta keep on going. I've still been training Still picking up the kids and all that stuff. You know, sometimes you just gotta wince down and push through the pain. Push through the pain. This is kind of cool. Little canopy. You know, I've done some hikes that this was like this. Even tighter than this. Maybe I'll go to a light talk now. But this was like this, even tighter than this. And it can get kind of sketch because, you know, one, you can't see a couple feet in front of you. And two, it's like you can't even see what's on the right and left of you because then, I don't even know what that's called. I think it's like I don't know, somebody tell me down in the comments what that is. I should know what it is. My good buddy's big into like herbology. Is that what it is? He's not a herbologist, but or a whatever it is when you study plants. I should know that. He's really into it. He told me what those are. I want to say, man, crap. I'm not even gonna guess. Oh, it's very rocky. What's rocky like this? That's when it gets kind of challenging. Because one, you try not to roll an ankle. Two, it's kind of slippery. Three, it's just like beating your foot. Yeah, just like, oh, see what I mean? Oh look, they put a pipe in right here. Isn't that crazy how some of these locations, they've been able to get stuff up. Most of that comes up on like mules. They use mules to get that stuff up into the mountains. Pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. I'm seeing a lot of daddy long legs. Massive daddy long legs. Oh, jeez Louise. There's literally a big old spider right there. I just walked right into it. You guys see that? Probably not. Let me see if I can get you. It's literally right here. Yeah, I just walked right into his web. Gosh, dang it. Almost landed right on my face. I'm not really that scared of spiders. They don't really bug me that much. Oh gosh, there's another one. What the heck? Might have to get a stick here. But like I was saying, spiders don't really bother me. I can't really think of a bug that really, other than cockroaches, I think are the most disgusting freaking bug on the planet. They gross me out so much. I hate them. And we live in Knoxville, so it's a warmer climate. Oh, there's a snake. You guys see that? Let me see if I can get you off real quick. Show you this snake. It's like a tiny little baby snake. Gotta be careful though. Baby's venom's can be pretty potent. Let me get you down here. See if we can see it. He went under this leaf. Oh, there he is. You guys see him? He's right there. There he goes. He is so small. That's so cool. I gotta be careful, because I might step on other ones. I'm sure there's more. If there's one like that, there's usually more. So, I'm gonna go ahead and turn you guys off for a second. And I'm just gonna walk for a minute, just since I'm quiet, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright everybody, when I left you, I think we were about at a little over 4 miles, and now we're a little over 5 miles. So I he's moving my way. I want to try to capture it. And then I see a guy's head bobbing up and down. And then his wife. Funny thing about it is he also thought I was a bear. So we were both like, oh, we're going to get to see a bear. And then we see each other. He's like, I thought I heard something. I was like, I thought you were a bear. But yeah, him and his wife, super nice. Sounds like they hike a lot. Really smart on their part. They have a Garmin InReach. A Garmin InReach. I think it's really, really smart to have one of those. I don't right now, but I have thought about getting one, for emergencies. But they were probably, if I had to guess, 50s, maybe 60s. I never like to go on the high end of age. Looked maybe potentially retired or close to retirement. So it sounded like they're out here hiking quite a bit. They said they've come up on bears as well, because they asked if I saw a bear today. I said not today, but I have quite a few times out here hiking. And they said we have too. And I said, I thought with the cool weather, the cooler weather, that we would get lucky. And they agreed. Thought it was surprising they hadn't seen one yet. He actually even carried his bear spray today because he thought for sure they'd see one. This, I believe, is for the horses. So some of these trails have horse access, and you can come up in here. So I think that's a tie-off for those horses to kind of take a break. So let's see, make sure we're going the right way and not supposed to go up that way. You can kind of see there's a trail back up that way. Maybe. A little sunny right here. No, I'm pretty sure it's this way. Pretty confident it's this way, but I think I'm gonna put the mic back down on my sock for a little bit. Let you guys kind of hear well, actually, let's do this for another couple minutes. Maybe I'll do some, just talking. I'm a big whisper guy, though. I do a lot of whispering. And when I'm watching videos, I'm more, and this is nothing against ASM artists who do soft-spoken. There are some really good soft-spoken out there. I'm blanking on some of the good soft-spoken ASM artists, ASMR creators. But I relax better with whispers. I don't know about you guys. I went ahead and in that mile, I also swapped out my, just hit a spider web. I also swapped out my mic to make sure. Now, one question I have is, does my adapter, is it the transmitter that controls both? Sorry, I thought I heard something. Is it the transmitter that controls both? There's a plane flying over. What the heck? Anyways, does that die or does that charge from my setup? I don't know. That's something I gotta figure out. Man, those people just walked through here. I can't believe there's still all these spider webs. I figured they would have ran into all these spiders putting these webs back up that quick. It is this is perfect. Of course, that plane's probably gonna spook them, but this is perfect in here for a bear. Bears really don't like super dense forest. They like when they can walk through easy, just like this. There's not a bunch of brush. It's pretty open. It almost looks like an old growth in here. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it is, but it looks a lot like it. But this is I feel like I've talked a lot about bears. You guys are probably playing a drinking game for how many times I say bear. Also look to sometimes when you're hiking, it pays to look up because those bears will, there you go, take a shot. Those bears will climb trees and they will lay up. Maybe not these only seen 3 people, and 2 of them were together. The one guy that I cut the camera off, I usually cut the camera off when I see people because I need to talk in a normal voice. Also, I don't want them to feel uncomfortable, so I shut it off. I'm not looking to profit off of somebody else. Gosh, it's such a beautiful day for a hike. Such a beautiful day. I just heard something. Let's walk up nice and slow. I know I just heard something you guys probably didn't hear. Here, bear. Just kidding. I don't think there is one. But I did hear something. But you know, out here in the, oh, that was really deep. Out here in the woods, you hear stuff all the time. You know, trees creaking, birds flying. Sometimes stuff falls from the canopy, lands out in the woods, makes a loud noise, you know, a branch or something. Happens all the time, really does. I really hope this gain is working. I hope this gain isn't gonna blow your guys' eardrums out. I'm really nervous. 15 minutes of just no talking. Should just be sounds of the trail. Though the trail is very quiet today. I thought for sure we'd see something back there. Any sort of wildlife, but we didn't see a lick. It was so wide open. You know, I don't see many deer in here. On all my hikes, the only time I've ever seen deer is over there. It's called Cade's Cove. If you're not familiar with Cade's Cove, look it up. Some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful land right there. And it's a big cove right in the middle of the mountains, surrounded by mountains. And there's settlements from the, 1700s probably. Maybe even older than that. I can't quite remember how old they are, but they're very neat. So if you haven't, and you want to visit the Great Smoky Mountains, make sure you go check out Cade's Cove. Now I will forewarn you, the traffic in Cade's Cove can be crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Because everybody's trying to drive through there, and there's constant bear sightings in there. And when there's a bear sighting, everybody stops. And there's not really much room to get over to the side. But people they're kind of inconsiderate about it. They'll just sit for like the entirety of the bear. The entire time the bear is present, instead of just looking for, a couple minutes. Okay, we got our picture. We saw the bear. Let's move on. They'll just sit there. Which, dang, thought I saw one. They'll just sit there for like extended periods of time, and then the whole Cade's Cove loop backs up. Not very cool. In here. I don't know if you guys heard me say that, but every now and then you get lucky and you find some newts. They're actually really cool. I've found them several times. You can also find crayfish or crawfish, whatever you call them. Whatever you prefer. Crawdaddies. Actually, there's something right there swimming. I don't know what it was, but I saw something move. Could be one of those salamanders. Did I say sloth? Why do I feel like I said sloth? I meant salamander. A sloth is a big mammal. Not big, but larger. Definitely larger than a salamander. That's like this long. No more than like 2-3 inches long, if that. Black bears are actually black because they say they've evolved to blend in with shadows and like dark stumps and stuff. So like if you look up into that hillside there, you see some really dark spots, and you look at it, and a lot of people miss bears because they think it's a stump or a shadow. But that's actually why they're black, because when their shadow's being cast, so there's a lot of people who walk by. Heck, we've probably walked by maybe one. I mean, I'm not saying they're like in here really thick, but it is one of the highest populations of black bears in the continental United States. So, oh man, almost just ate it. So sometimes you just gotta stop, look around, listen. Maybe you'll hear one just kind of foraging out in the forest. That's the way I've seen the majority of my bears, is just stopping and listening and looking at each kind of shadow. Okay, not a bear. Okay, that's a tree. Okay, that's a shadow. And kind of just looking through. But I'm not seeing any today, unfortunately. I'm honestly just really surprised. I thought for sure they would be bedded down, or not bedded down. I thought for sure they would be out and about today and not bedded down. But because it's so cool, they could be down lower, maybe. I don't know. We'll keep looking though. We've still got probably, let's see. We're at 6 miles, a little over 6 miles. So we'll keep looking. We're getting close though. I think we're under a mile at this point. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. If you are, please drop that like. And also, don't forget to subscribe. And drop a comment down below. Let me know how you liked it. Oh, there's a spider right there. There's a spider right there. Almost just killed that spider by mistake. There's some cool little, like, mushrooms. Oh, there's daddy long leg. Don't know if you guys can see it, but there's some cool little tiny mushrooms, like, up there. Don't know if you guys can see that either, but God, I just love it in here. Sometimes I just find myself just stopping and looking for like minutes on end. It really gives you a sense of peace, a sense of tranquility. It's like you feel like it's maybe not where you're supposed to live, but you feel like you're getting reconnected with nature. You feel like you're getting recharged when you're out here, at least for me. Might not be that way for everybody. This can be kind of exhausting, so I understand that, but for me in particular, the fresh air, the green, I hear a buzzing. Oh, there's a bee right there. I wonder if there's a beehive down there. Wow, he is so loud. I could just like hear him. You guys hear him? You probably can't hear him. Let me see if I can get a little closer. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but he is loud as crap. I don't think he's a bee. I think he's like a hornet or something. But his wings are loud. Alright, let's keep going. We'll keep looking, but man, it's just so dang peaceful out in here. For me, anyway. And I understand it's not everybody's jam, right? The woods, the bears, the bugs. Bugs is a big one for people. And sweating, like the discomfort, is a big one for people. It can get uncomfortable at times, especially when you're ascending. When you're ascending, it can. And a lot of people don't like being alone. And if that's the case, don't give up on hiking. Find a friend that's willing to hike with you. Because if that's what's holding you back, oh man, there's so much beauty and tranquility to see out in these woods. Don't give up. Don't give up just because you're scared to hike alone. Which I understand that it could certainly be scary to hike alone. I've had say scary. I've never had like a scary hike, you know? But I have had hikes where I'm like, something like just felt uneasy. And not for the whole hike, just at like a portion of the hike. And it was actually that hike where I was in those like, I'm gonna call them mangroves. I know they're not called mangroves, but the mangroves had grown up and they were so tight and there were so many spider webs and it was like dark. So it was like this, which this isn't that dark, right? But once you got into it, there they are right there. Once you got into those, it was like nighttime. Nighttime. Yeah, it was really dark and you couldn't hear anything because there was a river right on the other side of them. So you're walking through here, you can't hear anything. It's almost dark enough to where like it's like almost like dusk. That's what it felt like. And spider webs kept smacking me in the face. It just was not a very settling hike. Actually, we're gonna check the crook of that tree up there. Make sure that's not a bear up there. Nope, just a tree. Sometimes they will lay in the crooks of those trees, so always double check like a V in a tree, you know, or a down tree. Like there's a down tree up there. Sometimes they'll just lay on top of them, or they'll lay behind them. Like there's something up there that looks a lot like a bear, And I'm gonna stand here a minute to see if that thing moves, because it might just be a tree, but it's also way up there. I don't know if you guys would ever be able to see it. And sometimes those bears just stare at you like they get still. I'm telling you, that looks an awful lot like a bear up there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Try to point. Maybe. Man, it's not moving though. But boy, oh boy, does that. Whatever you do, guys, if you come and visit the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, do not venture off the path. And you're hearing that from a guy who's very adventurous and has thought many a times about going off the path. Don't do it. It is so easy to get turned around. You guys don't realize how thick it is in here. And if you lose this path, if by some chance you go in 100 yards and then you're like, get turned around, you will be stranded. This isn't like a forest preserve, you know, in your neighborhood. This is a legit forest. Like, people get airlifted out of here all the time. I swear that thing moved, whatever it was. It's still up there. But boy, if it's a bear, it's being very, very still. Let's just listen. We'll just look for a couple, 30 more seconds, see if that thing moves. Boy, oh boy, if it is a bear, he's just sleeping on that log up there. And that's why he's not moving, because he's asleep. But boy, that's sure. I don't know if you guys can see it. And I can't really see the screen from where I'm at. It's way up that hill. Alright, I think we're gonna keep going. Because if that is a bear, he's not moving, he's asleep. And, I'm not gonna go up there and go after him, because just like I told you, you don't want to venture off the pathways. And you can see how thick it is in here. It would be a challenge. I would make more noise trying to get to him and spook him or piss him off before I ever got to him. So we'll just keep moving on. Just keep moving forward. But we're getting very close to our destination, I think. Let me just check the map. Let's see. Oh yeah, you guys see that? We do not have much left. I would say we've got under a mile left. So, let's keep trekking along. I'm so glad you guys are with me today. I will, regardless of how this does, because I enjoy hiking so much. Regardless of how this video performs, I'll still be doing this again in the future. So, I hope it does well. I hope you guys enjoy it. But, I'll still do another one for those of you who do enjoy it. You know? There's just some stuff on the channel that I do out of sheer enjoyment, rather than because it produces well. A few other things that are like that. Hiking is obviously one of them. The Pokemon cards, I do really enjoy that. And those videos do okay, but they by no means are like a massive view machine. So I really enjoy those, and then I really enjoy solitaire. And I think I enjoy the solitaire because it actually relaxes me as well. So, I'm getting some relaxation. Gosh, the canopies of the trees are so green right now. It's beautiful. I don't know if you all can see that. Maybe if I lean back. See how beautiful that is up there? It's just lush. Very lush right now. All the rain we've been getting has really brightened it up, which is really good because that's, prevents forest fires. And I know our brothers up in Canada, I'm just joking. Our brothers up in Canada have been experiencing some brutal fires. So I hope, if any of you are watching from Canada, I am sending prayers to you all. I pray to God that you guys are safe, your homes are safe, and that those fires die down here soon. Not to get political, but just maybe talk to your senators, or the parliament, whatever they're called, your representatives, about forestry management, improving the forestry management in Canada. That'll help. I know there's other factors at play here, right? But forestry management is so crucial. There was a tree that fell here, and looks like one of the rangers came up and cut that out. I hear we're getting close to a river again, or a large creek. You guys hear that? I hope you can hear it. Yeah, see these, I'm calling those mangroves. They're not mangroves. Magnolias, maybe. Maybe magnolias is what those are called. I'm not sure. But that's what I was talking about. It gets so thick. Look at how thick it is over here. I hope we don't have to go through what I was talking about earlier. I always get an unsettling feeling when I have to hike through areas like that. So beautiful, tranquil, relaxing. I love the sound of running water like this. Go away, plane. Look at this tree. Wow. Look at the root bed of that tree. Just tipped over the whole thing. Massive root bed. That's probably 10 feet, if not around, if not more. Very cool. Yeah, so the hike that I was talking about took me through something like this, down along a riverbed. And I was going through, see how thick that is down there? It's just kind of nerve-wracking. And the river was louder than what I was just showing you guys. So that can be, a little uneasy. It's getting louder down here actually again. Actually, in some of those, so that's more like a creek, but that'll swell up pretty big, in a storm, rainstorm. But in some of these rivers, the ones that are actually rivers up here in the Smokies, you can do trout fishing, which is pretty cool. If you ask me, I love trout fishing. I have seen guys fly fish up in the mountains before, but some of these rivers are pretty challenging to get up and down to actually trout fish. But I know guys that do it, which is pretty cool. I've never personally done it. Alright, we're almost home. And when I say home, I mean out of the woods, so that we can drive home. We're getting close, I can feel it. Spend some time at those rivers so you guys could get some good river noises. Hope you enjoyed that. Creeks, not rivers, creeks. This Ace Pro 2 and these DJI, I mean, we're gonna find out when we go into editing mode, but they seem to be working. That's kind of what I envisioned. I probably need to get a little more creative in the future and do which will take a lot more time. But you know, like the creators, they'll set it up on a tripod, then they'll walk by. But also I'm a faceless channel, so that's a challenge for me. I gotta make sure I'm walking with my back to you, or a side profile where my face is turned away. So that's a little more, just another element, just another layer. But maybe we'll try that in the future. Right now, we're focused on a long and calming hike. Long and calming hike. Relaxing hike. Hopefully one that you guys can just sit back, potentially lay down in bed, and just listen to the sound of my feet, the whisper of my voice, the chirps of the birds, the roaring of the creek beds. The scratching of some trees, which I haven't done very much, but there's a bunch of moss on them. These trees in here get so mossy. It's because there's, it is a coastal rainforest. I believe it is classified as a coastal rainforest, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that one. Got something in my shoe. Double check me. Wow, there's a big tree that fell up there on that hill. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it's like a big mound. I think that's unless that's a termite mound, which that'd be an insane termite. That might be a termite mound. Actually, I think it is a termite mound. Hard to tell. Hard to tell from where we're at. Gosh, these dang spider webs. Usually when somebody walks on a trail, horse doo-doo. Thought that was bear for a second, but it's just horse. So they do let horses come up this route, apparently. Could also be mule or alpaca. I've seen all three on the trails at some point or another. I think horses are restricted to certain trails, so they might all three be restricted to certain trails. I'm not 100% sure on that. Man, I don't know what happened, but I feel like I got some crap in my shoes at some point. I don't know when I brushed up against something to drop something in my shoes. I don't know when I did that. Been pretty good. Now that's bear scat, but it's old. It's very old. You guys see that? That's definitely bear scat, but it is old. Very old. But that's sign, and we haven't seen sign really at all. I think we saw one other pile that was questionable, and it was also old. So, but see, it's this stuff. You're probably not gonna have a bear sighting. The bear was just passing through on the trail. Most likely, they will use these trails because it's path of least resistance. They're not dumb. see far. You can probably only see about 20 feet. I'm curious if this is how this trail ends out, because we should be getting close to the end here. It's kind of nice that we were able to find a parking spot right next to the entrance. I'm wondering if the rain deterred people, because it was raining earlier today. My watch keeps telling me my pace, and they're like abysmal paces. I usually do much quicker. I couldn't tell you, but I would say I'm probably sub 25-minute miles when I'm hiking. Probably even quicker than that. But it keeps showing me like in the 30s because I'm stopping to show you guys stuff and get sounds for you guys. So it's like, yo, you're slow. Yeah, I'm slow. Get over it. I will say this video is going to take 10 years to upload. There's no way I do it from my phone. Gotta figure out another method. Might end up having to do Photoshop. Adobe, not Photoshop, whatever their editing software is. I'm blanking on the name. Might have to finally give in and purchase the cheap one. This tree is like practically dead. Look at that. You guys see that? Look at the bottom. Like, I feel like if you push hard enough, this whole thing's gonna come over. That tree's got not very long, and then it's coming down. Look at this side. Termites, they've just devoured it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, termites have just devoured that tree. That's crazy. That is crazy. You guys see up there? Let me lean back. Isn't that crazy? Wow, let's see what that one sounds like when you scratch it. Oh, it's all like moist. Listen to that. You can almost indent it with your finger. Gross. I got it in my fingernails. That's funny. The things I do for this channel. I'm just kidding. I probably would have done that dumb thing anyway. And then you got this tree that's like super healthy and even bigger. That just goes up all the way to the canopy. Oops, almost took my Explorer grip off. I will tell you, this setup is working really well, where I have my battery pack, and it's not a super big battery pack, it's just a reasonably sized one. I've got it connected to that, it's charging that, that's charging the Ace Pro 2, so, and then the transmitter for the DJI mic is sitting on top of that. I'll have to show you my setup eventually. I'll show you my setup later. Probably shoot it on my iPhone. Maybe not today, but later in a couple more videos. Maybe I'll show you guys what I've come up with. You've seen all the unboxings of the stuff itself, but I guess you've never seen it assembled together. So, if this works, and I'm not just walking out here for no reason, the only benefit to this, if it doesn't work, I'm not gonna panic. I mean, it's gonna suck, because I did a lot of talking to you guys about certain stuff. But if it doesn't work, I will be able to do a voiceover. It's just gonna take even more time. But that is like the positive. Oh man, there's a big old, is that somebody's footprint? Yeah, that's a footprint. Somebody stepped in that mud right there. Went down deep. And when I say deep, I only mean like 4 inches, but still, that would suck. What was I saying? Oh, I could always do a voiceover on top of. I hear cars, so we're getting close. voiceover on top of the video as a whole, which not as cool, and you guys won't hear all the cool sounds of the forest, and you won't hear the water rippling, and so really hopeful, fingers crossed, hoping to God that God, please do not let this fail. Oh, we got more mud here. Muddy. Looks like several people have stepped in it unknowingly. They didn't realize it was mud. They thought it looked solid, which it kind of does. We're almost done, so I don't want to get muddy. Though I do have my Birks waiting in the truck for me. It's always a gratifying feeling getting those on your feet after you've been walking for 7-8 miles. Now, when we get closer to the end of the trail, I will probably just sign off with you guys, because the road stuff, as you guys probably heard from the beginning of this video, which I may cut out, who knows. The road is just too loud. It's too loud. The cars rolling through there are just like obnoxious, and sometimes, like when I first started shooting, there was this, looked like a Suburban with no doors, and they had like it straight piped or something, because it was loud as crap, just obnoxious to bring that into this park. I know I might sound like a snob, but this, as I've like said a million times, this is a relaxing, chill setting. You know, it's nature. It's the natural world. We don't want to pollute it with noise. You know, noise or trash or, you know, other stuff. We want to keep it as natural as we can, because that's the whole beauty of the state and national forests, national parks. Like, that's the whole point. They're so valuable. And, I don't know. Just, I mean, I guess if that's your only vehicle, then sure, I mean, I get it. But if you have more than one vehicle, or an option to not be obnoxious as you're driving through here and disturb all the wildlife and all the people hiking and all the people camping, then, you know, hopefully you can do an alternative. But yeah, you guys hear that? You can hear the cars. I'm gonna turn the gain down, because I do want to get closer so you guys can actually see that we're done. And the likelihood of us seeing something this close to the road gets lesser and lesser. You know, wildlife or anything. I mean, you can at certain times see animals up along the road because they grow accustomed to all the vehicles, but not as likely. Gates Cove's a different story, but what do we got here? Looks like we're getting near the end. I see cars going by. We're at 727 on our trip. 1,300 feet of elevation gained. 1,300 feet of elevation gained. Looks like we go to the left here. So let's go up this way. We've got a little bit. I turned the gain down. Hopefully you can't hear that traffic as much, but hear how obnoxious it is. You go from complete silence and only hearing birds and critters to hearing vroom, 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 vroom. Oh, we still got a little bit left. Looks like 0.2 to the end of the route, so we're almost there. We're almost there. I'd like to show you guys the sign at the end, just so you can see that we wrapped it up. But, and maybe I could always do like a voiceover at the very end if I want to cut out the obnoxious noise from the road. And I get it. I'm not a snob by any means, trust me. I know I sound snobbish, but I'm not. I get, you gotta drive your vehicle through. Heck, my truck's probably a little louder than some cars. That was like one of those ATVs or side-by-side. Side-by-side just went by. Those run through here a lot. A lot of companies rent them out. It's about 5 o'clock, so that's good. We'll finish before 5:30. We'll get out of here, head back, hopefully have some birthday cake, and wrap it up for the night. I think the wife wanted to go see a movie. I might just fall asleep at the movie. I'll probably switch to a voiceover here, because it's getting so loud.
And that is exactly what we did here, folks. We decided to switch over to the Yeti microphone to record this little last bit. The road was just getting too loud as we were getting close to the end of the trail. As you can see, we got one more creek crossing here. You gotta love those creek crossings. Sorry, I wasn't able to give you guys the sounds of that in particular creek crossing. But again, you can kind of see off to the right there the cars driving by. And my DJ mic was just picking it up way too well. Those DJ mics I figured out as I was looking back through this audio. I do not need to have the gain up at all. I was really worried it wasn't going to pick up the nature sounds, but fact of the matter is, it didn't end up being a problem. So, I just want to thank you all for joining me. This was a super fun video. I love you, and I'll see you next time.